Tip, this the way to the museum. Mind your hat's going in. Now yous are in the Willingdon Museum. This is a Prussia's gun. This is a French. Tip, this is the flag of the Prussias, the Caban sorry sir. This is the bullet that bang the flag of the Prussias. This is the French that fire on the bull that bang the flag of the Prussias. Salute the crossgun. Up with your pike and fork. Tip, bull's foot. Fine, this is the triple UN hat of Lipalium. Tip, Lipalumit. This is the Willingdon on his same white horse, the cockatape. This is the big slaughter Willingdon, grand and magentic, in his golden spurs and his iron ducks and his quarterbras woodishows and his magnets gottes and his Bangkok's best and Gollier's galoshes and his pulley pony sign water use. This is his big white horse. Tip, this is the 3 Lipalium boyne grouching down in the living ditch. This is an Ennimiscaling Inglis. This is a Scotcher grey. This is a Davy, stooping. This is the bog Lipalium motoring the Lipalium beg. Agalogus ag almond. This is the petty Lipalium boy that was neither bag nor bug. I say, tell Colfitz to a mush. Dirty Mac Dyke. And Harry O'Hurry. All of them aminus faminus. This is the Lion Alps. This is Montibble. This is Montipsy. This is the Grand Mons Injun. This is the creamy line of the Alps hooping to Shiltershock the 3 Lipaliums. This is the ginnies with their legahorns fainting to read in their handmaid's book of astrology while making their war undecides the Willingdon. The ginnies is a coo in her hand and the ginnies is a rave in her hair and the Willingdon get the band up. This is big Willingdon memorial telescope wound with carobsides on the flanks of the ginnies. Sexcalibur horsepower. Tip, this is me Belgium sneaking his Philippi out of his most too-sissive bottle of Tulsitter. This is the libel on the battle. Awful grimest sunshine Cromwelly, looted. This is the Ginny's Hastings dispatch for to irrigate the Willingdon. Dispatch in thin red lines across the shortfront of me Belgium. Yo, Leaper author. Fear seeken. Feel J's thy tiny frau. Hugh acting. Nope. That was the tic-tacs of the Ginnies for to Fontanoy the Willingdon. She. The Ginnies is jealous the gin quoting all the Lipaliums. And the Lipaliums is gone boycotting Cressy onto the one Willingdon. And the Willingdon get the band up. This is Bode Belcham, bought it to Busby, breaking his second word with a ball up his ear to the Willingdon. This is the Willingdon's hero dispatch back. Dispatch desployed on the region's rear of me Belcham. Salamangrel. Cherry Ginnies. Fig tree out. Damn ferry and Fouter. Willingdon. That was the first joke of Willingdon. Tick for tack. He. This is me Belcham in his 12-mile cowchooks. Wheat, tweet and stump forth foremost, footing the camp for the Ginnies. Drink a sip, drank us up, for he'd as sooner buy a Guinness than he'd stale store stout. This is Rusius Balls. This is a trench. This is Miss Letropes. This is cannon fodder with the Poppinos after his 100 days indulgence. This is the blessed. Tara's widows. This is Ginnies in the bonny born bluches. This is Lipaliums in the rowdy houses. This is the Willingdon, by the splinters of Cork, order fire. Tunner, Bulthier. Play, this is Camelry. This is Flutens. This is the Sulphurines in Axiom. This is their Mobbly. This is Panic Burns. Almedigad. This Tulas. This is Willingdon cry. Brum. Cumbrum. This is Ginny's cry. Underwetter. Goat strip Finlams. This is Ginny's running away to their Australists down a bunkashiels. With a nip and a trippy trip so airy. For their hearts right there. Tip. This is me Belgium's Tankio silver war plate for stitching the crepes in the cool of his canister. Pour the pay. This is the Bismarck of the Marit and the Mary of the Ginnies they left behind them. This is the Willingdon Bradlish his same memorial telescope Sophie Keepo for his royal devotion on the Rinaway Ginnies. Gambarus Delapoca. Delavris Femirus. This is the pettiest of the Lipaliums, Toffee Thief, that spy on the same Willingdon from his big white horse, the Capine Hope. Stonewall Willingdon is an old Maximon Trumany. Lipaliums is nice hung bushelers. This is Hiena Hennessy laughing aloud at the willing Doan. This is Lipstick Dooley creaging the funk from the Hennessy. This is the Hindu shimmer shin between the Dooley boy and the Hennessy. Tip. This is the wixy old willing Doan picked up the half of the three-filed hat of lipaliums from out of the bloodal filth. This is the Hindu waxing ranjamat for a bombshube. This is the willing Doan hanking the half of the hat of lipaliums up the tail on the backside of his big white horse. Tip. That was the last joke of willing Doan. Hit, hit, hit. This is the same white horse of the willing Doan, cope and help, waggling his tail scrub with the half of a hat of lipaliums to insult on the Hindu sea boy. Honey, 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 bullsrag. Foul, this is the sea boy, Madras Shatterus, up jump and pump him, cry to the willing Doan, a puckaroo. Pucka Europe. This is the willing Doan, Bonstable gentleman, tinders his max botch to the Carsican shimmer shin. Massacre yousted. This is the Dufahim sea boy blow the whole of the half of the hat of lipaliums off of the top of the tail on the back of his big white horse. Tip bullseye. Game. How Copenhagen ended. This way the museum. Mind your boots going out. Phew. What a warm time we were in there, but how kelling is here the Arabouts. We know where she lives, but you mustn't tell an aeon for the lamp of Jiga lanthorn. It's a candlelit and hats of a month in one windies. Down a down, high down a down. And numit quaintly mean. And such reasonable weather too. The vagrant winds of waltz around the pilt downs and on every blasted nulla rock. If you can't spot 50 I spy 4 more there's that nalibut igithering. A rune a little, do little, pray a little, her little, whippy a little, kicks a little, sever a little, eat a little, winny little, ken a little, health a little, and all a bit. A veritable land of bleak bad fields. Under his 7 Rothschilds lies one, Lumproar. His glav toss-eyed him. Scud untossed. Our pigeons pair are flown for north cliffs. The 3 of crows have flapped it southernly, cracking up a backle to the kvatas of that sky whence tribus answer, well, 'tis well. She never comes out when tons on shower or when tons flash with his Nixie girls or when tons blowing tomb cracks down the gales of Thon. No nubo no. Nebulous on you live. Her would be too moochie afreet. Of Burimalegan binged Morolongies and all the deed in the woe. Faithful fam. She just does hope still buys will be buys. Here, and it goes on to appear now. She comes, a piece of fickle, a paradise bird, a perry-pop mother, a pringlepick in the island of Skippy, with peewees and powwows in Beggy. Baggy on her bicky and a flick flask fleck flinging its pixelating pax humoramabos, picking here, pecking there, possipacy plundipacy. But it's the amatides tunai, militapucus, and too mong we wish for a muddy kissmans to the minutia workers and there's to be a gojube's truce for happiness chilter everywhere. Come Nebami and Suzo sing the day we celebrate. She's burrowed the coacher's headlight the better to pry. Who goes cute goes Sayakaran shoes. Eran, and all spoiled goods go into her knapsack. Cartridges and rattling buttons, nappy spitties and flasks of all nations, clavicules and scampulas, maps, keys and wood piles of halfpennies and moonlit brooches with blue-stained breeks in and Boston night-gitters and masses of shosets and Nicolinacs and fodder almichiel and a lugly parson of cates and howitzer muches and midgers and maggots, ills and ells with lofts of tufts and plours of bells, and the last side that come fro the heart bucklead, and the fairest in the sunsaw, that's Cairk, with kiss Chris, cross, kiss cross, undo live's end. Slain, how beautiful and how true to Eiffel her, when strangely forbidden, to steal our historic presence from the past post-prophetical so as will make us all lordies and ladamedesses of a pretty nice kettle of fruit. She is living in our midst of death and laughing through all claws for us. Her birth is uncontrollable, with the nubberin made to mask and her sabots hiccoughing arias. So ser so solly, if yous ask me and I sark you. Ho, ho. Grix may rise and Troyes fall, there being 2 sights for ever a picture, for in the byways of high and providence that's what makes life worth leaving and the world's a cell for sitters to sit in. Let young women run away with the story and let young men talk smooth behind the bottler's back. She knows her night's duty while Luntum sleeps. Did ye save any tin, says he. Did I what with a grin, says she, and we all like a Meriden because she is mercenary, though the length of the land lies under liquidation, flute, and there's ne'er a hairbrow nor an eyebrush on this glorious face of hair shaft what older she'll loan a vesta and hire some peat and satch the shores her cockles to heat, and she'll do all a turf woman can to piff the business on, puff, to puff the blaziness on, puff puff, and even if Humpty shall fall from tea times as awkward again in the Beardsboo saloon of all our grand remonstrances there'll be eggs for the breck is come to mon him, sunny side up with care. So true is it that there wears a turn over the tay is wet too, and when you think you catch sight of a hind make sure but you're caught by a hin, then as she is on her behaviour right job of quainance bandy, fruiting for firstlings and taking her time, we may take our review of the 2 mounds, to see nothing of the himples here as at elsewhere, by 6s and 7s, like so many Hegels and Collins sitten errant, sent breeched and sumpatreek, in their swish-oish satins and their taffy-taff tights, playing Wharton's folly at a treepity on the planco in the park. Stip up, Mikos. Make straight for Minnis. By order, Nicholas Proud. We may see and hear nothing if we choose of the short-legged Bergins off Cork Hill, or the Bergamos of Arborhill, or the Bergagambles of Summerhill, or the Burgensellies of Mizarra Hill, or the Cantribust Burgones of Constitution Hill, though every crowd has its several tones, and every trade has its clever mechanics, and each harmonical has a point of its own. Olaf is on the rise and Ivers on the lift, and Citrix places between them. But all they are all there scraping along to sneeze out a likelihood that will solve and salve life's robulus rebus, hopping round his middle like kippers on a griddle. Oh! As he lays dormant from the macroburg of Holded to the microburg of Pied de Powder. Behold this sound of Irish sense. Really, here English might be seen. Royally, 1 sovereign pund to Petery pence. Regally, the silence speaks the scene. Fake. So this is Diablon. Hush. Caution. Echoland. How charmingly exquisite. It reminds you of the outwashed engravure that we used to be blurring on the blotch wall of his inkempt house. Used they, I am sure that tiring Chabelle Chevalier with the musical chocolate box, Mary Mitchell, is listening, I say, the remains of the outworn gravamure where used to be blurried the Talmans of the incubus. Used we. He is only pretendant to be stugging at the Jubilee harp from a second existed listener, fiery Farley. It is well known. Look for himself and see the old but new. DBLN. WKOO here, by the Moslime wall. Fim 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 fim. With a grand funferal. Thum 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 thum. 'Tis optophone which on defanes. List. Wheatstone's magic lyre. They will be tuggling for Ivor. They will be likening for Aleph, they will be pretumbling for over. The harp's discord shall be theirs for olives, 4 things therefore, saith our Herodotry Mammon Lugius in his grand old Historiarum, wrote near Buriarum, Blues book in Balla's Annals. FD and Dyflin Esquineers all fail till heat the smoke and cloud we dares eels all pall. And here now they are, the fear of Natites. Unamidar a bulbenbus surmounted upon an elder man. Tuam, Nizam, Ashu on a poo-rowled wobbin. Ah, ho, Trium, Tammuz, an Oberon maid, O'Brien a bride, to be desited. A dear, Quadlibus, Mark Hesfin, a pen no weightier nor a polypost. And so, and all, Succoth, so, how idlers wind turning pages on pages, as innocents with Anaclete play Popeye Antipop, the leaves of the living in the book of the deeds, annals of themselves, timing the cycles of events grand and national. Bring fossil-wise to pass how, 1132 AD, men like to add sore emmets wandered upon a groot white wolfus which lay in a runnel. Lubby wears a patablanium,